What's up everybody, my name is Far, and today's video is going to be on Insurgency Sandstorm and whether or not it's in trouble. My friend Durag just made a video the other day talking about Insurgency Sandstorm and the state of the game that it is currently in, and I wanted to kind of just do almost like a reply video to this because I found it really interesting, and plus it's a discussion video on his front, so I figured I might as well, instead of just also leaving a comment, I can make a video, so here we go. Now, is the game in trouble right now? Of course, the player counts are dwindling, which is a problem. And clearly there are many things that NWI, or New World Interactive, they could have done a lot of things a lot better at the beginning of the game, especially at launch. I don't think the game released in a very good state. However, they did push the release date back, and they spent a good amount of time on bug fixes and patches, and most all of those have really elevated the state of the game. It runs a lot smoother, it feels great to play. Yes, there's bugs, but there are a lot less instances of bugs, and overall the game just feels great to play now. But we live in a post-Fortnite world where having weekly and monthly content updates is pretty much a must, and the problem with Insurgency Sandstorm is it has a content drought. Sure, we got a couple of new weapons recently, and that is great. Also, we got the addition of the Team Deathmatch arcade mode, but to anyone who's looking from the outside in at Insurgency, this isn't really a great deal of content, and they probably were expecting more by this point. And it really doesn't help that the game doesn't even have the mod support yet. What has always made the original Insurgency so much fun to play has been the mods, the community maps, the new weapons, the new sounds, the new skins, everything. And it doesn't really matter if you're a PvE player or a PvP player because the mod support was there, it was integrated very well, and it worked great, and it was affecting everybody who played the game.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I think honestly at this point, if Insurgency Sandstorm just focused on the mod support, that might fix a lot of the issues the game currently has. Now sure, it won't be a perfect fix. I still think the base game that is, needs more content. I do think we need more maps for sure, we need more weapons for sure. Heck, we even need new PvE modes. My friends and I are always complaining about how boring it becomes and how repetitive it is to do the same maps over and over and over with the same exact PvE game mode. If you look at the original Insurgency even, we have like 5 or 6 different PvE game modes just in the base game. So without a whole lot of things to do, it just feels repetitive, I guess. And it's a great game, and everything about Insurgency Sandstorm really does, in my opinion, feel like an elevation or an evolution of quality from the original Insurgency, but it's not that much fun to play once you've played the same thing over and over and over again, even with the better mechanics, the better weapon sounds, the better, everything else. So either I think we have two options here. They need to really focus on that mod support like immediately and give the community the tools they need to make maps and make content for this game, or NWI really needs to focus on new maps, new PvE and PvP game modes, and content drops just like the Molotov Springs update for the first Insurgency. That introduced new equipment, new maps, and I believe also the night maps. And night maps were huge in the first Insurgency. They made the game really fun to play. They introduced a whole new way to play Insurgency. And actually, Sandstorm doesn't have any night maps either. I really think night maps as an addition would be huge for this game. You can take the maps that already exist, bake in some, nighttime lighting and stuff, and then bada boom, you've got yourself an entirely new feeling map sometimes. Also, I remember Durag in his video was talking about the campaign that was cancelled, or rather moved back, for Sandstorm. Now, from my personal opinion, seeing the game the way it is and the way it released, I'm glad that they kind of pushed the campaign aside. I think the way the state of the game of Insurgency Sandstorm, it was so bad at launch, and they really needed to focus on making the core gameplay experience as seamless as possible and run on as many computers as they could and be as optimized as it could be. Now, do I want the mode? Of course I do. I really want a campaign in this game, especially further down the line, once they've had more time developing an Unreal Engine 4, and they kind of have a good idea of how to make content for it. I think this conflict that they have in the game is really great, and I especially love how the dialogue in the game, where you can antagonize your enemies and stuff, I think that's great, and it builds a lot of character for Sandstorm. and I really can't wait to see if they can integrate some of that like into a story mode. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, like I said, I think if they were trying to make this campaign for the game while also making this really core good experience of Sandstorm's multiplayer at the same time, New World Interactive would have just been stretched too thin. If they were a bigger studio with a bigger budget, then maybe this could have worked out for us, but guys, you know, I hate to break it to you, but NWI isn't like the biggest game developer out there. I know there's other developers who can do campaigns and multiplayer and make it all work, but sometimes it just kind of depends on who's in these teams and who's working on what. And I'm not trying to say that they're like a worse development studio. I just think that they put a lot more of their eggs into the multiplayer basket, and that's where a lot of their expertise is with the PvE and PvP content. And would I love a single player? Of course I would. Heck, maybe even make it like a co-op story mode, so it's almost like more PvE modes. I think that would be a good addition to the game. But I guess time will tell. My theory at the moment is that maybe they're holding off for the PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox. And I know this might sound bizarre, but like, if you think about it, right? Insurgency Sandstorm is on Unreal Engine 4, and it does have some issues on a lot of modern gaming rigs. So maybe instead of bringing it to the PS4, they're bringing it to the next PlayStation, and when they bring it to the next PlayStation, they might have ideas there for like introducing the campaign with a free update for the PC, and then bring that full complete version of Sandstorm to next gen. That's just the theory I have bubbling around in my brain. And, you know, who knows, maybe a Switch port. No, I'm just kidding. I almost want to make a video on the possibility of Insurgency coming to the Switch, just to see, like, what's the possibility of this happening. I think maybe Day of Infamy and the original Insurgency can make it to the Switch, but that's not what this video is about. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I know I didn't really touch too much of the PvP side of the game. I don't really play enough of Sandstorm's PvP to really cast judgment on it yet. I've played a couple of matches, I had a lot of fun, and I do know that they introduced the team deathmatch mode. And yes, it's an arcade mode, but I do like its addition. It's like an optional thing off to the side, and they are rotating the arcade game modes, so it's going to be different things. Like they said in the survey for Sandstorm recently, one of the mode ideas for like arcade was like a sniper battle mode, and I was like, oh, that's cool, that'd be a neat addition to the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Insurgency Sandstorm down in the comments below. Is it dying? Is it dead? Will we get a massive revival for Sandstorm in the future with content updates? What's the priority? Do we need mod support, more modes? What do you guys think? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you very, very much to my Patreon patrons. And sorry again that I haven't made content for a long time. I've been trying to figure out like what to make and when to make it. Honestly, whenever I make content, it's always when I'm inspired to make it, so I'm not trying to force videos out there, you know? Like, if it's something I really want to talk about, I will talk about it, I'll do content on it, but not a lot of things interest me nowadays, and I'm really busy all the time, so if it's something that really gets my attention, like the Sandstorm stuff, I'm very interested in talking about it. Again, thank you so much for watching, I'll see you next time. Peace out.